Bambi by Felix Salten. Once upon a time, as never before, there was a blooming pear grove like no one had ever seen. In this wonderful glade, in the middle of the wilderness, a lovely baby deer came into the world. His name was Bambi, and he was the son of the king of the forest, and all the animals were curious, so they came to see him. "He's so beautiful. Isn't he sweet?" asked the doe. "Yes, he's very handsome," confirmed the bunny. Then there was the baby deer, standing up on his thin legs looking around, while his mother continued to tease him. "Bambi," she whispered. At the same time he was raising his head from moment to moment, pricking his ears and sniffing the scents brought by the wind. Then she kissed her child again, quiet and happy. "Bambi," she repeated, "my little Bambi." All around grew hazel and elder bushes. Tall maples and oaks formed a green roof over the scrub, and fern and sage grew from the hard, dark brown earth. The leaves of the already blooming vines and the strawberry trees were gently touching the ground. Through the thick foliage, sunlight streamed in gently. Everywhere was the smell of fresh foliage, flowers, damp furrows and green wood. The whole forest echoed with a multitude of voices, as if filled with a joyous excitement: pigeons, pheasants and other animals, and from morning till evening the buzzing of bees. So these, dear children, were the days when Bambi spent the first part of his childhood. He had a cheerful nature and was very curious. He wanted to meet all the forest creatures. But most of all, he loved playing with his cousins, Blueberry and Betty. Bambi had learned many things from his mother, about flowers, butterflies, locusts and all the other forest animals. He already had enough friends: the rabbit, the mouse, the monkey and the squirrel. As soon as autumn arrived, the rains began. One day, while playing with his friends, Bambi got lost through the thick forest. He was so scared. But the king of the forest, the great deer, found him and took him back to his mother. At first, Bambi stayed in the thicket, safe next to his mother. After he had grown a little, his mother took him with her to the field. She taught him how to forage for food and how to stay out of harm's way. "If you're smart enough to avoid danger, then you'll be as strong and beautiful as your father one day, and wear a crown like his," said his mother. Bambi took a deep breath. His heart was full of happiness. As time passed, winter came and a new danger fell upon the quiet of the forest: hunters. Bambi was very curious and loved exploring the world. One day, he was playing on the plain when suddenly, his mother called out to him, very scared, "Hurry, Bambi, run." Bambi was very surprised to see her trembling with fear and started to run away. "Why are we running away?" he asked, but he didn't get an answer. He even started running faster. Suddenly, they heard a loud bang behind them. Bambi looked over his shoulder and spotted a frightening creature. It was standing upright and holding a large rifle in its hand, which it pointed at them and fired once more. It was the hunter. Bambi ran away into the woods. When he stopped running, Bambi realized he was alone. He ran back down the trail calling for his mother, but she was nowhere to be found. Frightened, poor Bambi began to cry. Suddenly his father appeared, because he had heard his cry. The hunters arrived on the white stretch and mercilessly killed many animals. Bambi's mother, they shot down. "Don't cry, Bambi," his father told him. "You have to learn to fend for yourself now." By the end of winter, Bambi had grown up, but he often missed his mother. The king of the forest, Bambi's father, carefully taught him to recognize smells, grasses and all noises. Bambi was now a young deer, very proud of his new antlers. Feline, his childhood friend, had grown into a beautiful deer. The two were in love, and the other deer were jealous. In the summer, the hunters came again. The whole forest echoed with gunfire and all the deer ran in terror. Bambi ran away into the woods, but suddenly he heard a boom behind him. Bambi felt a sharp pain in his hip. A hunter's bullet had wounded him. His head began to shake and his legs trembled. He collapsed and lay on the ground. He managed to escape with difficulty and went to his father, the old stag. The latter sheltered him and gently helped him to heal. Bambi began to recover after a while. All his friends came to visit him. When he returned to the forest, the animals were happy to see him back among them. Later, Bambi was elected king. It was now his turn to look after Blueberry and the other animals. He married Feline and they lived happily ever after with their two young. Dear children, this was the short story of a baby deer named Bambi.